Zest is in, where resilience begins, not fixing the cracks.
Hello everyone and welcome to Zest is in with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that'll take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today, it's an absolute honor to welcome Jacinta Yang, the founder of Jacinta Healing Arts, a compassionate space for embodied healing, inner connection, and deep restoration. Through trauma recovery, meditation, energy healing, and the powerful power of sound, she guides others back to their confidence, self-worth, and inner strength after adversity. Wow. Today we will explore what it truly means to feel seen, heard, and safe enough to heal, and how music, presence, and honest expression can reach places beyond words. Oh, I'm very excited to explore more about that. If you feel called, please share a little love by subscribing to the channel or commenting or sharing for someone that might need to hear this message. It not only helps amplify my guest voices, but also helps the reach many more hearts and minds. So thank you if you have done so already. Your support means so much, and may this episode bring you the gentleness, courage, and a deep remembering that healing is always possible. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I just love the fact that you say you lead with the heart, as that's my signature, and I made sure I put it on my nails. You know, the heart. I always have that. It needs to be refreshed though, but really, that's what I really teach people, that we need to also keep our hearts pure, and that way, there's more compassion that we can share with others. And if there's anything else you like to ask me, I'm happy to share.
Thank you so much. And I'm also really just, my eyes are going straight away to, are they your books behind you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like each again has a different energy.
Yes. The
beautiful.
First book, Take Charge, that's it's all about, it's actually more about my personal life, the challenges I've gone through, and I basically put them into almost like a guidebook to basically, from my personal experience, how I overcame different challenges that life presented. And I've been asked on so many occasions to share my story to help inspire others of what I did to get through to what I encountered in my life. So finally, I think after at least 10-15 years of people requesting me to share my story, and I've always been busy, and then when we had the lockdown happen, so I had the time. Beautiful. So I started to write them. And when I embarked on writing my first book, I thought I was going to write an autobiography, but then I guess I changed my mind, because I wanted it more to be a guidebook rather than my story. It is my story, but in a way that compartmentalized as to the steps of what we can do to overcome certain challenges.
Beautiful.
And in 2023, I actually facilitated a workshop called Take Charge of Your Life, based on my book. It was sponsored by United Way, and it was actually very helpful for the people in my community, and I was awarded the certificate of recognition for impact on the community.
Beautiful.
So after having written my first book, my client says, we want to hear your story about your spiritual journey. So that's,
and then the next, lovely.
That led to my spiritual journey, life as an empath. As you may or may not know, we as empath can sense and feel people's energy, people's emotions, and people's pain. And again, I guess, universe bring the people to you that are struggling as an empath. So before you know it, I'm mentoring other empath to understand their gifts and how to manage their experiences so they can actually thrive, as a
Yes.
person without all of these things bombarding at them, because you're having pain that is not yours. You're having emotion that's not yours. So by understanding and recognizing what's really yours and what you're really picking up from somebody else and able to differentiate it, then know how to manage
Yes.
that. So that's what led to, again, it's like a guidebook again for other empaths.
Wow.
And I offer a healing journey program where I help clients to go through their life's journey, unpack their luggage
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
baggages and get over or deal with the traumas they've experienced through life and how to understand what their triggers are and what makes them happy. So basically, it's more like having a better understanding of self-awareness. And during my work with my clients, I found one of the common issues that people faces is communication.
Yes. Yeah.
And when we're not really speaking what we really feel in our hearts, that leads to miscommunication. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times we are afraid to say what we really think or what we really feel for fear of being judged or fear of not being liked and all those things. So I thought, okay, maybe this is something that I will need to write about, because when I guide my clients to be able to find their voice, be able to express what they really think and feel. So they were, it helps them in their relationship, either be it at
Absolutely.
work or friends, siblings, or just even business. So that led to my third book called Let Your Heart Speak, Truth Lies Within.
Beautiful.
Now I'm on my fourth book, and that journey started with working with clients. I have had some men that are doing the healing journey, and you know, it's very common that people always assume that women are the ones that are abused by men.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's not true, because there are also women abusers, and there are a lot of men that too go through the, you know, their life being abused by these women, and they don't recognize that they are actually being abused, because
Yeah.
in their mind they think that abuse means being physically harming the other person. So and the other thing too, because there's a stigma that men has to be strong, right? So they they also feel like they cannot share what they're going through,
Yes. Yes.
because if they do, they will be viewed as being weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one of the things that was told to me by my client is that I don't think anybody will actually believe me if I said I'm the one abused.
And imagine that as another layer. Not only are you recognizing that something is wrong, but that also then that fear that not only about what you said about at first sounding weak, which is rubbish, but two, also they're not being believed and being
Yeah.
belittled by it,
Yeah.
having how you truly feel inside. And it
Mm-hmm.
almost goes back to, and I know there's those words, but the breadcrumbing, the gaslighting,
Mm-hmm.
and I think thank first of all, thank you so much for bringing this up, because I think again we all kind of, society right now is all mental health, mental health, mental health, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's still an element of, but you look okay. But
Mm-hmm.
oh, you put yourself together. You've not got any marks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that again highlights that the not just empaths, but that inner feeling we have, whether someone else regards it as too sensitive, to this, to that, it doesn't matter. It's how you truly feel. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think it's incredible the work you're doing then, because I think, yeah, so often, particularly female to female, and not saying all the time, like I try to have a really open mind with everything, but yeah, you don't have those conversations with men because at the idea of just expressing that, especially expressing that in such an open, vulnerable way, is
Mm-hmm.
probably absolutely terrifying, more terrifying than actually the reality of what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So when I realized that when my client said nobody's going to believe me
Mm,
if I say I'm the one who's abused, so it really dawned on me that this is something that I need to
yeah.
probably focus more on now, because um, I have other clients, female clients, that told me, Jacinta, um, there are really not too many support for men.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And so I thought maybe it's something that I like to start, or at least fill the gap of being, make it so that men don't feel that they
Beautiful.
cannot share. Initially, when I started out on this journey of learning more about um, men survivor of abuse, right? It initially I thought, okay, probably men are usually abused more mentally, psychologically. But earlier on this year, when I start to write my book, I thought I
Mm,
need to interview more men. And I was in Belize in January, and I had time to work, and I start to interview different people, different
yeah.
men, and I realized that actually it's not just psychologically there. I spoke to a gentleman, and he said, "You know what? I'm glad you're doing this work because it's so
Mm,
important." Because he has a friend who was abused physically, was beaten up by his wife, and he went to the cops, and the cops laughed at him and told him
oh
to
my
leave.
gosh.
So during the interview, so I've interviewed um, men from North America and here, and it's different perception of what the word abuse meant for
Mm,
people in a different country.
mm,
And I realized that, it's going to take some time before I can put my book together. So I decided to put the interview that I did into a song.
mm.
I've uploaded on a YouTube channel called Journey to End Despair.
Wow.
So I thought at least I can start the message out there
Beautiful.
to let men know that they're just as human as us, and they have feelings just as we do, and they have the right to be happy just as we do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the upcoming book, at this moment, I've titled it "Abuse No One Sees, Men Hurts No One Believed."
Oh,
Now, I don't know if that title will change, but I'm going based on that at the moment because, well, it did get changed from the previous title I had was Invisible Abuse, but then I made a shift. So I guess I'll go with the what I feel intuitively feel right would be the right, but it'll be all around supporting men that are going through, whether be physical, mental, or emotional. And when I came back and I interviewed another gentleman, and the story that he shared, I was really horrified. It's almost unbelievable, but it really happened.
Wow. May I ask, just so we can really think about the differences between men and women, that particular story, if it was from a woman saying it, would it be believable?
So, well, I just hope that I can
first of all,
make a change.
I really
or remove the stigma.
And I actually really feel like anyone listening right now who really feels something and can support with this, because this is such a big thing, like please reach out, because do you know what else I'm thinking about right now? And it's a really sad thought, but the opposite of that, of these men that have been almost down to the fact of being probably a little boy and being told boys don't cry, do all this programming, you know. And I hate the idea that because they don't want to speak out, because it almost needs to be normalized, because then if it's normalized, and I feel like there's lots of changes with lots of things happening in the world that are becoming normalized, and conversations we previously couldn't have, we can now, because it makes me worry about things like the suicide rate, or men actually becoming a version that they do not want to be, because they've been coaxed and they've been pushed and they've been, just triggered that much that then they become almost what the person, not saying it's always a female, because I'm sure there's different dynamics, but the person who has created that has almost, not saying we all have free choice, but imagine day in, day out, as a female, as a male, as anyone, that's particularly mental abuse, constantly being pushed and made to be like, oh, be a big man, like what are you going to do about it? And then once something happens, it would I'd hate to think how many men have actually now faced a consequence or something again for becoming a version that they never were, but because they had to, almost because of a relationship they're in. So even if we try to eliminate that before that even begins, because and it's not saying all abusive men have been pushed, like there's different types of people in the world, but I think sometimes we have to take personal responsibility as well, because not everybody in those relationships is always the one that's like, I did nothing. There's an element of people showing up in certain ways in both relationships, and I just think it's amazing what you're doing, and yeah, it just makes me think about the repercussions of even men that still, like, wow to the men that have contacted you. I think we really need to celebrate that, because actually for them to when like you said, it's only just kind of coming into fruition, like to seek out a female as well, and really express their truth. And yeah, I think wow, amazing, really amazing.
And some of the gentlemen that I spoke to also shared that they have friends or people that feel that they cannot share do end up committing suicide, because
that's what I was thinking.
For them, that's the only exit
Yeah.
route. But what I would like the men to know is that actually they're not being weak if they're actually talking about it. It takes courage to actually talk about it, to really share and then seek help.
Mm. And I just wanted to express something else that just come up because again, I didn't dive too much into it, but just kind of the comments and stuff of the Johnny Depp thing that happened. And when a man in that position then has the things leaked about his personal life, and then society is almost laughing at him, that
Mm.
also doesn't help empower men, you
No.
know? And and I just think, yeah, it's such an important thing that you're doing, and um, yeah, it's like obviously no, you just start and you begin, but it's almost like also where does it even begin, because there's so many layers to it.
Hmm.
And I believe that you're going to change so many people's lives, and I'm sure you have already. And even thinking about when you expressed about sharing with their friends, that there
Hmm.
needs to stop this culture of laughing and having a
Hmm.
joke, like, oh, you're gonna go, like, because you hear it, like, oh,
Hmm.
I don't want to say an example because I don't want
Yeah.
to sound insensitive, but we
Hmm.
know what kind of banter and jokes
Hmm.
that friends
Hmm.
can say as well. And we really need to think about these types of things that we're saying as jokes sometimes, because they're
Hmm.
not always jokes. You never know. He's not, the person is not only getting whatever at home, he's
Hmm.
almost then having it desensitized and made into a joke out of home.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Actually, I interviewed a couple of young men. I I'm going to guess them at in their 30s because I didn't ask their age. And so I started out with, okay, I asked them, what what goes through your mind if I use the word abuse?
mm,
So this is what I found in the difference in men from North America or South America, right? So the North American, the first thing they would think of abuse is physical harm to women.
wow. Yeah.
And then the other group was taking advantage of somebody, right? So then I
Mm,
asked them about this. I actually wrote it in my song that what would you say to your friend who's a man that comes to you and tell you they've been abused by a woman? Would you believe them? Right? It said, yes, we would believe them because we care about our friend. And if our friend is telling us something so difficult to talk about, we definitely would believe them,
mm,
right? So I guess I just wanted the other men to know that, that your true friends will believe them, because
that's
these
true.
these young gentlemen said, you know what? If a friend does not believe you, they were not really your true friend.
Absolutely. And what really just came up, because we've just spoke about these things that happen, and then men sometimes get put into, say, prison and things like that because of
Mm,
behaviors. And I'm not absolutely saying that this is a part of his story, but it's so interesting that someone recently came out. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's blown up a bit on social media at the moment, Johnny Chang, and he
mm,
talked about when he was 13 or 14 and an 17 or 18-year-old basically abused him, and
mm,
the gang members at the time were high-fiving him, like, what are you talking about? You should look at her, she's, because I don't know, she's supposed to be beautiful or something like that, which is absolutely irrelevant.
mm,
um and he still speaks of that now, and I'm not saying that could have been a contribution to the life then the kind of numbness he felt, and maybe the desensitization that he started to make certain choices in his life, because I don't know the full ins and outs of his upbringing. I think it was quite a rough area, but it makes me think of that as well. And then it makes me think of the other side of it, of very, very young, of then when these kind of comments come out to women, and then other women that have not done any of this get
Mhm.
the backlash for how they
Mhm.
felt because of what someone else did to them as well. There's
That's
so
true.
many layers to it, so many
Yes.
layers.
And the other thing, too, what I also, while I was interviewing these two young men, there was another couple sitting, um, you know, close to us and was listening to our conversation.
Yeah.
And these couples mentioned about their son that was being abused, but the way he was being abused is the the girlfriend was instigating him to violence, right? So
Mm,
sometimes if there is violence, it's not necessarily the man wanted to be the one abusing the woman, because actually it's been more than one occasion that I have heard, and actually I know a friend that has gone through that. A woman would instigate him to hit her, but
mm,
fortunately he was smart enough not to uh, get provoked. So before he
yes.
got provoked, he went to the cops and asked them for advice, and it
Wow.
was the cops who actually put a restraining order on her.
But but you see the difference in that you've just expressed, and I think that really takes someone, because I think often as well when we are in generally these relationships, we want to see, we felt a certain way about these people at once. Like they would never have been that person to start with because nothing would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But so we hold on to that illusion and that feeling and that belief in them being the best again that we
Mm-hmm.
felt once. So for that example that you just shared, that he like, because I think sometimes it unfortunately gets to the point of them being laughed at in the police station. So for him, and I think anyone just listening even to that, don't question yourself. If what you feel is real, if it's real
Mm-hmm.
to you, and if you can go and have a conversation and you can have some insight or even connect with this incredible woman here just to talk it through, of okay, maybe I'm not sure because you've had
Mm-hmm.
so much programming, but
Mm-hmm.
speak it through and have another's perspective that is going to be neutral. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so important, because there is that feeling way before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But it's such a shame that it almost gets to that point where then we don't want them to be in a situation where yeah, they're made to feel even worse or demasculine
Mm-hmm.
because of being vulnerable, which is absolutely not a weakness. It's
No,
it's
no.
such a
It's
strength.
take so much strength to actually come out. And
Yeah.
I can speak for myself too, because at first you feel like people are going to judge you
Yeah,
or
yeah,
think that you're weak, or you feel embarrassed or ashamed to even say this
yeah,
is happening to you, because I know I've been on that path where I've gone through it myself and have not been comfortable to
no,
talk about it. And I guess having gone through firsthand, so I understand uh, the position a person is in. It doesn't
mm,
matter you're a man or a woman.
yeah,
I know what abuse feels like. I know what abuse look like.
mm,
There's different forms, but at least I know what I can relate
yeah,
to that position. So I guess my mission is to try to help both men and women that are
yeah,
going through abuse to overcome what they're going through and have their life, reclaim their life.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's incredible what you're doing, and I think and obviously I want to be conscious of the time, but I also would love your take on this. But I think also um the more we understand ourselves and what our values are and what we feel inside, the more we align with others. So, for example, sarcasm, banter, constant jokey affirmations of basically put downs. Some people actually they enjoy that. They're not sensitive to that. And then there's other people who over time it grinds at them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think regardless of the person, of how popular they are, of how others might respond to them and find it funny, you have to go back to you. And it doesn't demonize them, it doesn't make them a bad person, but you have to go back to you. And that's the whole point of compatibility. It doesn't mean that this person is a horrible person.
No.
I know we've just gone from speaking about abuse, but I
Yeah.
just, in general, for
Yes.
people listening, I think that's why we have compatibility and not all these star signs and all this. Until you're in it and you're learning to learn about each other, you know, you won't know. But equally, you have to keep going back to you and honoring it, because I've been with some incredible men, but sometimes the compatibility wasn't quite how I felt inside, and I would often mask a lot of the pain with humor. And again, they absolutely were not doing anything like that. Was their personality, that was the way they liked to be. But for me, as we spoke about, very quite sensitive, as a lot of people have said most of my life, and very empathic. What I thought was funny at the start actually used to start like upsetting me a little bit, but I wouldn't communicate back to what you said. I wouldn't communicate that. So equally, we can do this, but I didn't communicate. I didn't check in with myself. And that's why I think equally, before we even get to a point where these awful situations are happening, and I know there's absolutely situations where people are just targeted and pushed, and that does not justify any behaviors, but equally consider who you're spending your time with, how you feel afterwards, and just honor it. And it doesn't have to be a whole dramatic like exit or anything, but if you don't feel like you don't feel confident and you feel kind of drained, or you have to check in with yourself. So I think, I don't know about you, but I think that'd be a really good first indicator. What do you think?
Yeah, that's why when I help client with their healing journey, I always start with self-awareness.
Yes.
To really understand who you are and what you're all.
Yeah.
What it is that you need to make you happy, what triggers you. Having that guideline, it helps you to set up boundaries where you need to set up, and not accept that does not align with you, and also accepting ourselves of who we totally are. Like we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and it's important for us to accept everything about ourselves. And then once we accept ourselves fully, then it's not going to be easy for anybody to step on you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I think sometimes like we see others and how they aren't so sensitive or aren't so this, and we think, oh, if only I could be like that. No. Stop. You are exactly how you're supposed to be. Because I know I always used to be like, oh, but what if I found that more funny? What if no? Okay, just you have to go
just
back
be
to
you
and who you are. Absolutely. Really,
your
thank
authentic
you.
self.
Yeah. I know there's so much that I can just sense that you've been through, which is why you've now created more than just being a guide or a mentor or a coach. Much more than that. This is the part of your life purpose, I believe, and I think you yourself are an incredibly brave woman for wanting to not only face whatever you faced, and please go read her books. Like, I'm very intrigued, but we won't go into that for now. But I feel like that should be not a surprise, but honoring your book. But I feel like, you know, there's the people that go through it and overcome it, and then there's the people that are like, no, this stops with me, and I'm going to do a change. I'm going to make a change in the world, and I believe that's what you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I have a lot of contents on my YouTube channel. It's nice and short, it's direct to the point. It's all on personal and spiritual growth and understanding yourself and the different path, different tools, you can say, to help people on their growth.
Absolutely. It's been such a
And
pleasure.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. It's been a pleasure, and
You're so
look
welcome.
forward to connecting more.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'm definitely going to go and listen to your song. I know we didn't even touch on that, but I love that you're bringing the creative element, because
Yes,
sometimes the less, the more kind of no, I don't, you know what I'm trying to explain, when it's
Yes.
that creative flow, often it can go in without feeling like it's
a lecture.
yes, yes, yes. But this is the beauty. We
Yeah.
all in different forms, and that's what I believe
Yes.
you're doing. So thank you so much.
That's what I thought, maybe if I can share my message through an art, like the music.
Beautiful.
I've just written the lyrics, just so you know. I did not sing it myself. I've actually wrote the lyrics and used an app to generate the music
Beautiful.
and the vocal, but I am currently learning. I'm taking music lessons and vocal lessons because I want to sing my song eventually.
And you will, and you will. And you know what? When you do sing it, we're not even going to go into there about this whole professional thing. You will sing it from your heart, and it will be
Exactly.
out.
Yes.
So I am so excited for that day. Keep shining, and just
Thank
know
you.
that the right time, when, regardless, family lessons, all this will be the perfect time. It makes me think of, I can't think of what his name is, but he's amazing. He sings, but he says, I don't care if I'm the worst singer, but I sing from my heart. And sorry, his name's gone out my head for now, but he's amazing, and it just made me think of him. And when he sings, you feel it. You really feel it. Yeah, so keep shining and inspiring.
When I posted my first song, Calm in the Storm, everybody just reached out and said they just had tears in their eyes.
But you see, just to add to that before you go, it's because, again, the societal programming of what a great singer is, what it means to show that creative expression, and actually that shows even more courage and bravery to just do it from your heart. And that's really felt. And it's not saying these professional singers aren't felt, because some songs, wow, they are felt, and that is a part of their purpose. But equally, who said that you can't sing? Who said you're not a good singer? So you sing it away, my honey. Get going.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being such an incredible guest today.
Thank you. I look forward to getting to know you much better.
You too.
And we'll meet again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right.
That's the magic that Zest is in.